It all began with a dream. To turn that dream into a reality, Theodor Herzl and the Zionist Congress established Keren Kayemet L'Israel, Jewish National Fund. 47 years later, the dream came true. The State of Israel was born.
אנו מכריזים בזאת על הקמת מדינה יהודית בארץ ישראל. היא מדינת ישראל.
But a country is not only created with a declaration of independence, but also through actions. First, one must prepare the groundwork, including building communities and farmland. This in order to absorb the hundreds of thousands of new immigrants who return to their homeland after thousands of years. Another national priority of the top order was draining the Hula Valley swamp in order to eradicate disease and to increase the available agricultural acreage. 50 years later, the valley has become one of the most important birdwatching sites in the world, surrounded by blossoming fields. Everyone knows the importance of greening our environment, planting trees, and caring for our fragile ecosystem. 230 million new trees have been planted by KKL-JNF, turning Israel into the only country with more trees now than a century ago. The forests also serve as a primary tourist attraction for holiday and weekend travelers seeking to escape the crowded cities. KKL-JNF has created more than 1,000 parks and camping grounds and offers hundreds of hikes and events every year to cater to the urban adventurers. KKL-JNF sites are all open to the public. Many of them are suitable for the physically challenged. Trees are the active solution for carbon dioxide sequestration, the primary greenhouse gas, a main cause of global warming which is threatening our very future.
Climate change is one of high priorities agendas.
The trees are also a fundamental solution to the problem of desertification. KKL has developed an advanced system to collect desert water runoff by planting savanna-type vegetation, as well as a couple of large forests, Yatir and Lahav, to help catch the precious resource. KKL-JNF has earned a worldwide reputation for its know-how in preventing desertification, creating green shady zones, and fighting global warming. Besides being green, KKL-JNF is also blue, putting emphasis on water conservation and management.
The JNF is showing great support and help. The question of water is a question of life.
In Israel's 60th anniversary year, KKL-JNF is putting the finishing touches on its 200th reservoir. The water reservoirs serve an important role in solving Israel's water crisis. They hold some 160 million cubic meters of water, 7% of the country's annual consumption.
We can't do it on our own, which is why JNF's help is so important, so vital that to say thank you is impossible. Words are inadequate.
And if we're already talking about water, let's not forget KKL-JNF's activities in rehabilitating polluted waterways and rivers. Over the past few years, the organization has turned many from environmental hazards to natural treasures. The history of KKL-JNF is intertwined with that of the state, in times of peace and building, and in times of war as well. Since the days of the pioneers, KKL-JNF has had a major contribution to the defense of the country. It has paved several security-related roads in the north of the country and around the Gaza border. During the Second Lebanon War, KKL-JNF foresters were involved in the fight against the forest fires caused by Katyusha rockets from Lebanon.
We have the duty to build in and to plant new trees and to make back all these forests green again.
Following the disengagement from Gaza, KKL-JNF built the infrastructure for new hothouses constructed for the evacuees from Gaza's settlements. I can't thank KKL-JNF enough. I did not believe they would be able to do it all in just a few weeks. KKL-JNF came here and leveled the ground. And thanks to them, today my plant nursery is beginning to take shape. During Israel's upcoming Independence Day celebrations, the KKL-JNF gift to the country is its vision of man and nature living in harmony. This includes miles of bike paths throughout Israel, including one all the way from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, as well as the Adulam Park, which gives new life to remnants from the Second Temple period and the Bar Kokhba revolt. All this for the Jewish people. Israelis and Jews from around the world gathered together to plant trees on Tu B'Shvat, the Jewish New Year for the trees. The contribution of Jewish communities from the diaspora symbolizes the cooperation and support of the Zionist endeavor that characterizes our Jewish brothers and sisters worldwide.
Which is the one single institute that was most essential, perhaps more than any other, acquiring a possession of the land of Israel and allowing the Jewish people to actually take over in a legitimate act. The only possible answer that I am aware of is to say JNF.
What we should do now is to plant the trees, and I hope that everyone will do it in Israel, and the people from abroad will help us, everyone, as much as he can.
Thank you for everything. Together, we will continue to act for the future generations.